Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. It is Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. Just a quick housekeeping item. Because of the holiday weekend and travel, this will be our last Zoom for this week, and we'll resume next Thursday. So we're closed Monday and Tuesday for the holiday, the Tuesday being the 4th. And since we may not be getting off to an early start on the 5th, we will resume on Thursday the 6th with our daily Zoom calls. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go through the step-by-step instructions on making money with primary trade lines. And so if all is working well, you should see that on your screen. If you were on training yesterday, you will be aware that we had a detailed training on building out clients' profiles with primary trade lines and how you can monetize that. So specifically on yesterday's training, which you can access with the YouTube recording, we discussed defining primary trade lines and how they help clients improve their credit profile and often make them instantly fundable. We talked about the differences between primary trade lines and authorized users. We discussed the 3 primary trade lines that are currently available. We'll revisit that here in just a moment. And then we clarified that you can make some really nice income by helping people by making available trade lines. And in fact, you get to pick how much money you make. You pick the processing fee. And so we talked about that yesterday. Today, we're going to have a real brief and succinct training of how to execute, how to implement. If you want to make money by selling trade lines to help clients, we're going to make sure that you understand specifically what to do today in just a couple minutes. It could be a very brief training. So let's go ahead and go back and review one more time the 3 different trade lines that are available. The first of which is a $2,500 trade line. We normally use this to cover the refundable deposit for the Access to Capital program. So if a client does not receive normal cash funding offers, which most do, many get multiple offers, then we can use a credit building $2,500 trade line that works really well, covers the refundable deposit, 0% interest, great for the client. So that's one scenario. That probably will not be the one that you use most often, but that is one of the 3 trade lines. The second of the 2 is a $10,000 trade line, also 0% interest, which all 3 of them are. Now, this is typically used when clients are getting the collateral support program because this provides the financing for them, whereby they're receiving a $100,000 debt portfolio, which we'll talk more about in just a moment. I believe that 99% of your trade lines that you will sell or place or help clients with will be as highlighted here. It's going to be the $100,000 trade line. With it, there is, again, the collateral support program. The $100,000 debt portfolio is included. So we don't sell trade lines, but instead, the micro lender that we work with is able to extend a $100,000, this is real, $100,000 revolving account trade line that reports on their credit, primary, not authorized user. And with that, they're actually purchasing the collateral support program because there needs to be an associated purchase with it. They're purchasing a $100,000 debt portfolio, paying just 10 cents on the dollar for that, and that's financed out over 12 months at 0% interest. So if you know anything about debt portfolios, you know that this is an asset, right? So we're essentially paying them to participate because we'll be transferring them $100,000 of real assets that goes on their financials. We then help them liquidate those receivables. So they're really getting a 2-for-1, aren't they? They're getting the $100,000 trade line that reports in their credit that improves their credit profile and can be great for lowering high revolving utilization. Plus, they're getting a $100,000 debt portfolio, which we then help them liquidate and turn into cash. So this is going to be, I think, your bread and butter right here. So what are the steps to implement? Let's close out on this because we want today's training to be brief and simple. This is not complicated. If you want to help people with primary trade lines, this is probably going to be your focus. If you need a backdrop, go back and watch yesterday's training. And now let's go through the simple step-by-step process. Crazy simple. The first thing you need to do is determine what your processing fee is, because you're going to mark up, you're going to have a processing fee when you help someone with a $100,000 trade line. Now, you could say zero processing fee, doesn't matter, but whatever you mark it up, whatever your processing fee is your income. So I know some of you are doing $500, some more, some less, but it's up to you. So that's your money. But first you need to decide what is your processing fee. Then what you're going to do is collect two amounts from the client. You're going to collect whatever your processing fee is, and then also the down payment. The down payment of each trade line is identified above, right? 10%, 10%, 1%. But again, most of what you're going to do is probably this. So you're going to collect 1% down payment plus whatever your processing fee is. So that money goes into your hands, it's in your pocket immediately, which is awesome. You're not waiting. Then you need to let us know that you sold a trade line. You can email us, you can call us, you can text us. It'd be best just to email, but you need to let us know, right? Because we don't know otherwise. Then we're going to send you an invoice. You're going to pay us the down payment that you collected from the client, but you're going to keep 100% of the processing fee as I've described. Then we'll implement. We handle all the implementation. You have no worries about that. So then we'll send the client the simple one-page application. They'll complete that, and then we'll begin working with the client. We'll transfer over the $100,000 debt portfolio. The micro lender will be reporting the $100,000 trade line on their credit as positive credit history. It's perfect. So who has any questions on today's topic? I want to keep this short and brief because it shouldn't be complicated. Again, this is how step-by-step instructions on how to make money with primary trade lines. If you didn't see yesterday's training, you need to view it to have a backdrop, a foundational understanding. There's three types of trade lines. The main one that we're going to be offering is the 100,000. With the $100,000, you decide to implement, to monetize. You decide what your processing fee is. You collect that processing fee from the client as well as the down payment. How much is the down payment? 1% of the trade line. Then you will let us know. You'll pay us. You keep the processing fee. We'll implement, and implementation begins with us sending an Adobe, a simple one-page application to the client to complete. We'll work with the client. Trade line will post, transfer the assets to them, help them liquidate. Beautiful, beautiful. We've had nothing but positive response from the marketplace on this. Any questions, comments, concerns? So if you're a small business consultant, you can start offering trade lines and start making money. If you don't want to offer trade lines, don't do it. If you're not a small business consultant, would encourage you to consider becoming one, and you can see the process right here that we've just gone through. So does anyone have any questions on what we've covered today on making money with primary trade lines? Again, for those of you who came on late, this is the last Zoom for this week. We'll be traveling, so we won't have Zoom Thursday or Friday of this week. And we won't have Zoom Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of next week because of the 4th of July holiday. We'll resume on Thursday. But we're looking at a huge, huge month of July. This should be a very, very profitable month for each of you. Let us know what it is that we can do to assist you, to support you. You have our contact information. All of you who are small business consultants should be scheduling weekly calls. We should have weekly calls with you to discuss strategies and make sure you're on track and to support you. If you don't have the link to schedule our weekly calls, email us and we can get that to you. So this is the last group session of the month of June. We'll resume next Thursday after the holiday. Any questions on the trade lines? All right. Great to visit with you today. Hope you all have a great 4th of July weekend, and we'll see you back here next week. Have a good day. Bye-bye.